I'm Richie B. And I'm the Wojo. Catch us every Saturday night on the Banter with Richie B podcast on Parastream.
We're on the hunt.
Good morning. Welcome to Banter with Richie B live.
Near these huts.
Yep.
There's something going on here.
Behind us after. The trees were fucking moving everywhere. Yeah, bro. Goosebumps.
Maddox, you were with me. We looked this way. It was not like this.
Welcome to Banter with Richie B.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's back.
Yeah, we've seen it for a while.
Oh, I'm live. Look at that. Say hi, Wojo.
Hi, Wojo.
Bigfoot with a fan. And that's what we did. We went out together, and it's like 12 investigations later. He won't leave. Do you know how to get rid of him?
So,
What the hell's going on here? I left you alone for 1 second.
podcast here, sir.
Yeah, I left you alone for 1 second. You take the show over, goddammit. Saying, the best I can think of is tweakers are out in the woods making tree structures. That's what that's what you meant.
You know, it damn sure wasn't a bunch of Boy Scouts. I
Bro,
told you that.
Suddenly go blowing that way.
Right.
You guys will know. Yeah.
Well, red alert. The producer's here. Bobby Lee.
These millionaires don't know what Prime is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What are these lowly people drinking?
Something like Dog Man, right? And I have no dog in the fight, so to speak.
Whoa, where did I go? Anybody know where I went? Oh, there I am. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Banter with Richie B. Thank you for being here. Wow, look at all these comments are going, whoa, what is happening here? There's people everywhere. What do I do? I'm so scared. Thank God I'm not new here. You know what I mean? I love you all. This is like crazy. It's funny because we're on the Get Haunted network, but StreamYard and Get Haunted Facebook, been having some issues. So we're not directly connected to the Get Haunted at the very second, but I have that being worked on. But thank you, and thank you so much for being here tonight. We got a very special show. There's a couple of shows going on tonight. You're going to get a dose of the Wojo and Richie B. Let's get Wojo in here right away because I see a ton of comments over here. I know you're all talking to each other, but I love seeing that. I love it. I love it. I love it. We'll bring Wojo in, and I have a very, very special guest for you guys tonight. Super stoked to have him here. Honor and a privilege, but we'll get to that in a minute. Wojo, what's up, bro?
Hello. Boom. What's going on, everybody? How we doing, brother?
Wojo.
Yes, sir.
Wojo. Did you notice when you came on that there was just information, but there wasn't a logo like the one that's behind me right now? Did you notice that? Yeah, watch. I'm going to show everybody. Watch, everybody. Pay attention. This is very important. Where did the logo go, Wojo? No idea.
No idea.
No idea. You guys know what? You're gonna see the logo, right? But you got to come back for our 1-year anniversary show, December 7th. Our anniversary is December 5th. we will be having an anniversary show on December 7th, and we are going to reveal a new logo. We love this logo. We love you, right, bro? My buddy.
Yeah.
Right? But we made a few tweaks, and maybe it's just I don't know. I kind of wanted the tooth fairy, like a scary one with fangs. You know what I mean? Like something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it's going to be. We will see what it's going to be, and make sure you're here for the anniversary show so you can see what the new logo is going to be. 100%. You're going to love it. And there's a kicker with the new logo. And I'm going to explain to you what the kicker is December 7th, 6 p.m. Eastern time. All right? We're going to line up a bunch of, hopefully a bunch of my past guests will come in and high-five us and tell us how awesome Bobby Lee is and Wojo is and skirt right over me like I'm not even here. I'm sick of it. Sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm not sick of it. I'm used to it. That's the difference. Wojo, you see this? Dude, look at this lobby, kid. You seeing this?
I can't see nothing. Oh,
Wow.
D-Hooch.
D-Hoot's here. Why? We got to get you a laptop to talk on to, man, instead of the phone thing. We got to get you a laptop so you're like a real podcaster, because that's what we've made you into, you know. You understand that, right? Cryptids of the Corn. Well, hello.
Hello.
That's exciting to see a fellow cryptid friend. Hello, how are you, man? Welcome. Make sure you all like and subscribe to Banter Richie B on YouTube. We're out in the woods all the time. Hit the notify button. You can come on investigations with us. You can add your 2 cents. You can look around for things. You can listen for things with headphones. You can help us through our investigation. We are a team, man. Teammate Lisa Garcia is here. God bless you, and hope that everything's getting better. If you know what I mean. Bree is here. Hello,
Hey,
Bree. Cass is here. Right. Heidi is here. And thank you, Heidi. Heidi was sharing out as well our program. And we're truly grateful for that. Thank you so much. Dawn Watson. Hello, Dawn Watson. Let me see. I got an update on some tech stuff. You should be good, it says. I don't know. Am I? Bobby Lee, if you're out there, can you check to see if we are good and connected to the Get Haunted network? I do not know. I do not see it up above. Let me see. I can edit. Oh, wait. Maybe I can edit. Get Haunt. Oh, wait. I'll connect it right here. Watch this. This stream is already live. Ha! Yeah. Watch me do it. Watch me handle this mess. Yeah, and I'm connected to the Get Haunted network. Welcome. You're welcome. I'll handle it. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Sarah, for that. She kind of let me in, and then I can see the icon, and then I could connect to it. So it's actually teamwork. Imagine that. As brilliant as I am, I didn't get to connect us. Sorry, guys. And there's Big Andy in the house.
Andy.
Let's see. Oh, we got our friends. Oh, you butter my biscuit. Is that a real YouTube page? I do have a YouTube page about cooking stuff like baking? I think that's great if you do. Nope. It just said we are having trouble streaming Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook's end. Is it possible the stream was ended deleted? There you go. I don't know. Now I'm not connected anymore. So apparently there's still a problem. But I did my share. That's all I can tell you. Yep, there we go. That's Miss Eve over there in the UK. How are you? How are you? Facebook user. Hey everyone. I always like the mysterious Facebook username, don't you? Right? Hello,
Yeah.
It is I, Facebook user. Then you got to wonder who the Facebook user is.
Yeah.
All right. Adelia just messaged me on my other screen, and all it says is restream. He gives me the app. He gives me the app to get rid of StreamYard. Much love, brother. Yeah, you guys got to stick around. Not right now. I told you what time. It's not even near that time. It's 10:06. Thank you, though. Bye-bye. Sorry, guys. That was funny. I hear gling, and I look over, and he's like, restream. Gives me the app. Yeah, I'm working on it, bro. My year is almost up with these guys, and I'm done. I'm all set. Let's see. Heidi, Bree, Heidi, Bree. Henry, what's up, Henry? There you go. All my friends, all my people are in that. Look at everybody just loving each other, man. Isn't that great? Isn't this? I'm
Just
so
one big
glad
family, man. That's what it's all about.
we create this space, and I love that. And like other people create their platforms and create their space. You know what I mean? But this is ours. We create. And I love
exactly.
that. Saturday night, nice and early, 6 o'clock. You can hang out with us. Who the hell types them? Oh, that was Bobby Lee. Yeah, I got kicked off getting haunted again. So Bobby Lee, I don't know if you can go back and forth with Sarah to try to fix it. Hey, Richie. Oh, my God. Here we go with this Vogel guy again.
Oh, boy. He'll never let it go.
Where's my... Oh, what's this one? Steve, I don't like lettuce on my salad. Okay, here we go. I don't know where my moderators are at. D-Hoot's right there. Yeah, keep an eye on that one. Cryptid. Oh, what's up? Hey, Carlozzi. Forget about it, Carlozzi. You see the guest we have tonight, Carlozzi? It's all because of you.
Yeah, she's a gift.
She is a gift. Isn't she a gift, man? Why don't we just bring Michael up? You want to bring Michael up just to hang out and talk with him a little bit and just like not even like start the show, just like hang out with Michael. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, hey, he could be on our stage where we're all just kind of nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go.
You know what I'm saying? All right, everybody, I want to welcome to the show Mr. Michael Thompson. When I made up the name for the show, Creating Cryptids, because he's an author, and he's not just any author. I'm gonna let him tell you what kind of author he is and get into that. You guys know too that I know about my guests. I don't deep dive into my guests. You know what I mean? Before they get here, I want to have the reaction you get to have, and be just as excited, but hopefully ask the questions you want to ask. But on the side, if you guys have any questions, anything at all to any of my guests, anytime, do that. Absolutely. And I don't even mind if you click a link and jump in and ask them a question. You know what I mean? So you guys can always show your face. I always tell you guys that. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. Welcome to the stage, my friend and a great author, Mr. Michael Thompson. Thank you, sir, for being here. Hello.
Hey.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm honored. And it's cool seeing all the familiar names in the chat. Also, Cryptids of the Corn, great friends of mine.
Nice.
Great podcast. And of course, Jessica, Cryptid Biz with General Tidbits. And the host of the fantastic Cryptid Fest, Massachusetts Cryptid Fest, where we met.
Yes. Miss Carlozzi.
So much fun. So much fun.
Miss Carlozzi, listen, she gotta have a big deal on her hands come next year. I hope she knows that.
You know what I mean? It's going to get big. It's fantastic. It was a great first show, and I feel like it's going to turn out to be something huge. Yeah,
I 100% agree. I mean, if anybody should jump into the studio and ask you a question, it should be Miss Carlozzi. That's who it should be. But we'll see how if she's chicken or not. You know what I mean? She might be in the middle of a weird drinking a cigarette right now. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. No, but thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for being here on the side. Cryptids of the Corn. I love the support that you have and the following that you have. I love that, man. It's huge because, as people in the cryptid world, I'm gonna do air quotes. All right. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I got ADD and I like to welcome my guests when they come in and not leave them hanging. So, Miss Brady, people always say that, like, you can wait, or they critique a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, but if they walked into your home and just stood there, would you not acknowledge them?
Exactly.
That's a good point.
I'm in the middle of talking. Excuse me. You know what I mean? Like, no, you acknowledge, right? Absolutely. So that's the proper thing to do, Jim. Back to you, Bob. Sorry, this microphone's not connected. It's just become a prop.
Oh.
I should have told you that. It looked really cool for a minute there. Now you're like,
it does look cool. Well, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's a good aesthetic.
Yeah, I paid $100 for it to look like that. I found the wireless world. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, this is so much cooler without the, But I love the microphone, and I don't know, whatever. That's enough about my microphone. What a show we got here for you folks. No, but to have like the cryptid world, again, air quotes. And then to have like somebody like yourself you've entered it in such a different way. And for me, I had experiences in my backyard. You know what I mean? Like of something bipedal, walking around, crunching, breaking, building, whatever the hell it was doing, throwing things at me, doing all kinds of things, knocking on trees and making noise. And you look at all the different ways how people actually enter it. They're more so geared towards what I just said, right? where they actually have an experience with a creature, right? You have entered it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, through your imagination, correct?
Yeah, that's true. I was fascinated by the stories. You know, I love the stories of the encounters, and my books, my current series, the Winslow Hoffner series, explores those encounters, especially in the high seas, and I sort of connect all of those sightings and all of those stories of those legendary creatures with one character who happens to have seen them all, Winslow Hoffner. So my first book is Winslow Hoffner's Incredible Encounters. It's folklore
Get that right up.
fantasy.
Get
Yeah,
right up here. Right
kind
up
of like
here.
your classic fisherman's tales, both cryptids based on real world sightings of unexplained beasts that few have seen. But like I
Love
said,
it.
there's one man who happens to have seen them all, this guy, Winslow Hoffner. And so it's like you're sitting there and listening to this old man tell his unbelievable tales, and you drift more and more into his magical world, like our main character, John, the reporter, does.
That's awesome. And you know what I love about it? Because we talked a little bit at Cryptid Fest, because I thought what happens is I meet somebody and say I met you inside, right? And I said, hey, why don't you come out in a little bit and hang with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and this is the way my brain works, right? So as soon as I meet you, my mind starts going like, wait, so this dude, he gets in it. He has, remember I asked you, I said, like, what, like physically, where do you sit? Like, you know, do you sit in a room? I think I said to you, and just dream. Remember, I dream these things up, and you might not remember specifics, but I sure do in a sense. But it was like, you know, you come in and you sit down, and like a writer is like writers have, like they say, writer's cramp, or they have to go away, or you know, there's the old movie Misery where they have to get their ankles broken and hang out with a lady. But whatever,
Yeah.
that's well, whatever. That's neither here nor
I
there.
haven't hit that level yet. Yeah.
Hey, Carlozzi, you're perfect for that. Where are you?
Yeah.
We'll get
Carlozzi, the leg breaker.
Hey, forget about it, huh?
Forget about it.
But no, but it's just, so I get it. I get enthralled with the thought. So I meet you, I walk away, and my brain's immediately thinking all the way back to the gazebo. Like, how does that begin? How does that happen? How does that process begin, where you go in and you just shut the door, and once you hear that door shut, your brain just kicks in. You're like, all right, I'm thinking now. You know what I mean? Like that's what blows my mind. For one, I do have ADD, and I joke about it, but it is a legitimate issue that I have. And sometimes it hinders me, and other times it's a superpower.
Right.
So when does that process begin for you? You know what I'm saying? Like that moment, you know, and how, you know?
Yeah. That's a great question. For each of my books, there's usually what I call either a foundational image or a foundational line. And from that, it all sort of like spirals outward and blooms into what becomes a book. And with the Winslow Hoffner series, it came through in a foundational line, because the book, as it turned out, as it wanted to be written, it was very dialogue driven. And so I got the first piece of dialogue, what would be the first line of the first chapter of the first book, which was Winslow himself saying, "Have you ever stared straight into the eyes of death and scoffed?" And I thought, ooh, all right, what is that? What are the eyes of death? And who is this guy? And so I put that away in a document, and I thought I'll come back to that later. I just typed it in, and it was just that line sitting on an otherwise blank page. And this was way back in high school. And so my one of my teachers assigned a short story assignment to write a short story. And I thought, okay, I really like that one line that came through that one day, and let me interview myself. Let me figure out who this guy is. And so it came through with that accent as well. And I thought, okay, so he sounds like a man at the sea. So he's probably some type of fisherman. And what did he see? It sounds like he saw something, and well, it couldn't be a fish. You know, that's not interesting enough. And neither even is a shark. You know, I want to do something magical. And my interest in cryptozoology bubbled to the surface. And I thought, oh, let's do a cryptid sea story. And so I was immediately reminded, as I was asking myself these questions in my head, I was reminded of one of the globsters. I was very interested in globsters, which is, for your audience, that's a portmanteau between the word glob and monster. And that's any unknown organism that's sort of washed ashore and was never identified. So in 1983, there was a cryptid globster called Gambo. It came to be called Gambo. It was otherwise called the Gambia sea serpent. It washed ashore in the Gambia, and there was a young man who came upon it, and he documented these different things about it. He drew a little sketch about it. And at first, people thought it might have been like a relict mosasaur or like some type of prehistoric dolphin or something like that. But before anyone had a chance to properly scientifically document it and study it, the body was chopped up and buried in the sand, and the head was said to have been sold to a tourist. And so I thought, as an author, I thought this is great because I can let my imagination run wild with this, and I can do whatever I want with it. So I adapted it in my book to be a fire-breathing fish, and that's the story that it became, because there was so little known about it. I thought I could fill in the blanks. And as an author, I like to start a story. My hook for a lot of my stories is the most unbelievable concept possible, and I feel like if I can make that believable, then you'll have sort of this credibility moving forward, and you can do all kinds of otherwise unbelievable stuff because you've hooked the reader early on. So I do a lot of sort of speculative biology and ahead of time with these creatures in this series. And I thought, okay, magnesium is one of those elements that can burn underwater. It can create its own oxygen. So because it gets that hot. And I thought that could be how this particular creature breathes. And we went from there. And so that was the first ever story.
That's crazy, dude.
That's just bizarre.
No, it is, because it's the creative mind. That's what's mind blowing. Like I get to run around this world that we've created, right? Did I freeze up at all? Yeah, something happened. I get to run around this little, and you saw some of it backstage, right, Michael? Like, kind of run around my little world and all the creativity and all the juices flowing, cool. All that stuff. It's so fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah.
And I just listened to you, like you said it yourself, from one small little quote and the tone that it was delivered in.
Yeah.
Becomes this whole character's life. Am I glitching?
Just a little bit, yeah.
What is that?
Now you've snapped back to normalcy.
Yeah, no, I know what happened. It was my other. But that's what's mind blowing about it is that I mean, dude, it must be such a relief at sometimes just to get in there and close the door and just write. Yeah,
it's fun to sort of disappear into your brain. I like the total immersion, and that's something that I'd like to provide to my readers is total immersion. I like to translate that mental experience into a perfect sort of story that you don't even have to think about, that your eyes could just sort of glide down the page and you can be there.
Yeah, it's just great, interesting, Mike, and that's well said, right? It's because a lot of people like that you don't have that, and I didn't even know I had this portion of my brain where I'm sitting there constantly trying to be my creativity, and I've said it plenty of times on my show. My brother's a singer. He can draw anything, country singer. My nephew's a singer songwriter. My other nephew's an amazing artist. I have nieces that are dance choreographers, that run like big events and stuff and big shows. They have published poetry. I have another one that's what is it, Creepypasta? One of my nephews writes for them. He's a writer for them as well.
That's cool.
And it's crazy. And I'm over here all my life going, I can't draw a stick person or hum a tune. You know what I mean? It was driving me nuts. And then I picked up this camera one time and I got into the eye of the camera. And the camera is where my artistic eye and gene came out for me. I turned it into a power washing business where I restore shingle and I get the picture in my head, right? Of like, say, the house I'm about to do, the color of the wood I want it to look like, how I want this house to look is in my head. And then when it's done, it looks like a picture. So the picture is what drew me to it. Then I got into this side of the world where I don't have all the technological talents and all the technology talents and all that stuff, but I have the vision that I can feed to others and let them kind of take it and use their talents in their way. Do you know what I'm saying? So I still get to use that artistic ability to what, to get it to flow. Do you have, and then I'm going to let Wojo come in here because I know Wojo's got a question. Look at him. Look at him, Mike. Is that face right there? Don't say I have. If that face right there don't say I have a ton of questions.
No,
I
it's
don't
just
know what
I'm just absorbing like just everything because it's fascinating what you do, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I want to say I really enjoyed sitting with you guys in the gazebo for the live show. By the way, you guys have an infectious energy and
so much fun.
You are exploding with charisma, and it was a lot of fun just to be there and hang out with you guys. Both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. No, it was.
Oh, hey, boom! Yeah, I like that.
No, it was so cool, man. And that's the main gift of this whole thing is meeting so many cool people. And we've met so many, and we've gone to some places we haven't been, and we've got to meet cool people, and it's awesome. But back to my question. My question is, when I have that vision, I can see the picture before it's done. Do you have that, or does it flow and connect? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, for the most part, I do. As I'm writing it, I definitely like to surrender to the story as much as I can. So if something happens in the moment, that's going in, you know.
Yeah.
And one of the things that is quite in the moment is dialogue. So I always say that if you know your characters well enough, then you can pop them into any situation, and then you'll just kind of know how they'll respond. You'll know how they bounce off of each other. It's like old friends. Yeah. But as far as the broad strokes of the story, I know like all the way through the full series. There's going to be 5 in the main series. And then there's going to be other spin-offs as well. And that's something that's pretty new and exclusive that I can let people know is that we're going to have a spin-off that sort of follows what tend to be the antagonistic force in the Winslow Hoffner series, these agents, these men in black that kind of show up in the stories. We're going to follow them. And so whereas Winslow is all of the mysteries of the sea, we're going to slide more into the mysteries of the deep woods with the Secret Agent series, which will be coming soon.
That's all right. Well, cool. that brings me to this, Michael. All right. My audience and I have been having a conversation on the side here and there. And what the people want, all right, is a Banter with Richie B and Wojo superhero type thing with Bigfoot. That's what they want. Isn't that what you want, everybody? You want us out there like maybe a comic strip or a short story of us with Bigfoot saving the world, something like that. That's what they want. Ultimately,
look at him, Rich. He's got an aura just like growing, and I'm like, oh, look at him, look at that face. He's like, yeah, I like it, I'm in.
I like it, yeah. I've only just heard about it, and I want that too. Yeah, I must read that.
Right, but we gotta have individual superpowers, right? We need individual like Wojo's gotta have something where he just maybe he does boom and everything around the area like goes kaboom and blows up or something.
Yeah,
you're right.
Everything goes to tree structures. That's all.
yeah.
And Richie does the whoops, like the sound.
I'm the Bigfoot whisperer, and I like mental telepathy, and I send Bigfoot in to do things. You know what I mean?
You can commune with the creatures of the woods.
Yeah, just Bigfoot, not the creature. Just Bigfoot. I'll be like go into 7-Eleven and get me a heat spot. You know what I mean?
Hold on, Rich. I'm starting to think he's trying to say have us be like Bigfoots. And be part of the superheroes.
No! What? Why would we want to ugly up Bigfoot like that? That don't make any.
Do the Dragon Ball Z fusion and then just become like a.
Oh yeah, I'll be like
Yeah.
I hate when that comes to Fortnite. It ruins my weeks.
Okay.
It's brutal. They do the Dragon Ball Z on them. Like this is too OP, and they're like, "Stop saying that, Dad. You're 100." You know what I mean?
Changes their change the gazebo, says Jeff.
Oh wow! Yeah, the background of the gazebo, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's like it's the equivalent of your phone booth for Clark Kent. That's your.
Yeah, well, we need a gazebo. We're not exactly little. You know what I mean?
There were some people saying hi earlier. I wanted to say hi to them too.
Of course you can. Who are they? Which ones?
The Psylocke said hi. Said that.
Yep. That's his brother. Yep.
And Jackie, hello to you. Thank you for dropping in. It was good seeing you guys.
Were you writing that stuff down?
No, I just saw it. I just saw it on the screen. Oh, I got my phone here because I'm seeing it scroll too. So
I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I brought him up on the screen. So yeah, you can exactly do your thing. Yeah. So Michael says hello. Absolutely. What a man. What a dude. What's this? Hey Richie, you gonna get Snoop Dogg in Fortnite? My kids want that character. Now, man, I like the boogie ball that you throw, and then they go drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. You know what I mean? And then you shoot somebody. I did that the other night, and the dude was like, was shooting my teammate, and I threw a boogie ball at him. He started doing the Snoop dance, and then I murked him. Ba-bang! And it was it. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So whatever.
I've never played the game, but that sounds cool.
I'm a child. Whatever. D-Hood says fight.
It's a big phenomenon. I know of it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, but it's yeah. I'm trying to focus on what Michael's saying, and I got a vision of Wojo in tights. It's just not safe. You know what I mean? It's not safe. Aquaman of the Woods. That's interesting. Of the Woods. What?
That's a funny phrase.
Yeah,
it's a phrase you would never hear in most contexts.
Right. That's great. I want to hang out with the Uncle Snoop. Everybody. So I love the people that hang with us. So my question to you is this: You're talking about like the Men in Black kind of shifting. You kind of gave us an exclusive that you're going to be shifting away from the water, bringing the would they be kids superheroes? What would they be?
Well, the Men in Black, the characters. It will in the Winslow Hoffner series they do take kind of an antagonistic role, but in their series, and these are going to be two series that are going to run parallel to each other, we're going to see the inner workings of that, and so they will kind of be in both roles. I don't want to say too much, but there will be we will connect with them a little bit more. We're going to have a window into it, a new window into it with some new characters.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you can't say if they're good or evil.
No, I can't.
Well, that's right here, ladies and gentlemen. We hit the hard-hitting questions. All right, no, that's
next question.
No, yeah. Yeah, quick, Wojo, ask a question. He's not liking me much. Go ahead.
No, it's true. There's going to be as many good characters as there are characters with their own sort of interests. So
that's awesome.
It's a gray sort of situation.
I love it.
In that series.
I love it. Well,
there might be more spinoffs after that, but that's what's coming up next, and it's going to run parallel to the Winslow Hoffner series.
How do you sleep at night?
How do I sleep at night? Well, I keep a journal by my bed, so when I get these ideas, I can roll over and go, "Oh, I'm a genius," and like write them down. Then I have to decipher the hieroglyphics in the morning and figure out what I was trying to tell myself.
We discussed that. Do you remember discussing that with me?
Yes, we did.
You told me that, and he's like, "Sometimes I don't know what I wrote."
Yeah, I don't know what I wrote.
He's like, "Wait, what?" That's probably where you come up with the whole idea. You're like, the hell's this guy? That is awesome, man.
You're a very busy guy, Mike, because you're constantly on the road.
Man's crazy.
And you're writing books, but I mean, how to finish like whatever you're writing on your books and stuff? How long is it actually like? What's the average that it takes you to?
Well, I can do it about usually about a book a year now. Next year. It's lined up in such a way that I'm going to have at least 4 releases, if not 5, because they're all what I'm doing right now. And this is another big announcement is for my first series, Chicken Boy. I'm returning to Chicken Boy, and that was a series that I originally released when I was a teenager. It's about a couple of best friends and their pet chicken, who's a superhero. He was fed radioactive birdseed and become the greatest superhero to ever be hatched. And so he and his buddies saved the world from monsters and mad scientists in a town where nothing's ever quite normal. And I do all these cartoons also.
Yeah.
So this is the latest and greatest one, Chicken Boy and the Might of the Monkey Man. But I'm going to be re-illustrating. I am currently re-illustrating the first 3 in the series. And those are all going to be released as anniversary editions and the new edition moving forward. So
how do you find time for yourself? Like, do you golf? Do you do anything else? I mean, how do you find the time?
What else do I do? I enjoy like tabletop games and stuff. I like Dungeons and Dragons and hang out with my friends and stuff like that.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Sai,
I'm a
Sai
nerd.
will probably love you for that. He's a Dungeons and Dragons type of guy.
Back at Cryptid Fest, there was Ouch Was That a Ghost had some cool D&D scale cryptid miniatures, and I bought all of those. I thought those were awesome. So
yeah, she's great too. Very, very, very lovely woman.
Absolutely, man. Chicken Boy. So how old is the not Chicken Boy, but the actual story? How long have you been writing about Chicken Boy? I guess
20 years. Yeah.
20 years you've been writing about Chicken Boy.
Yeah, I've been writing Chicken Boy for 20 years.
And how long have you and Wojo known each other? 20 years?
Since Wojo, since September, but you know.
Shut up, Rich, or I'll throw my atomic egg at you.
Atomic egg.
Boom! Atomic egg.
Boom!
Yep.
But I started publishing. I wrote the original story when I was 9 years old, and
that's crazy.
9 years old,
and it sort of came to fruition at that point. And then I published it when I was 13. And that was in 2008. So it's been published for 17 years. But we're coming up on time. At the time that I put it out, it's like this big magazine size. I'm gonna shrink it down and make it industry standard for the bookshelves. And when you do that, you're creating new pages. So I'm re-illustrating every single picture. And and also it looks amazing. It's beautiful, and I can't wait for people to see it. And it's cool. It's really interesting to return to my first ever series in that way, and help it come to fruition in the way that it's always meant to be.
Wow, Richie, he's like an Elon Musk of writing books lately. I mean, that's just fantastic.
I'm telling you, no, I mean, but to be doing it at such a young age now.
Yeah.
Now I noticed you travel a lot, and I would never want to go have an interview with you and not mention the beautiful support you have. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned that to you at the Cryptid Fest. I thought that was just amazing to watch. And what a story you get to live and include. Well, you tell it. How's that? Like how so who supports you the most I mean, from what I've seen.
Right. My mom is a big supporter. Like she's been coming out to all my shows since I was a teenager, as much as possible. And and so she's always out there. She becomes the con mom, and everyone knows her. Con convention. Con is in convention. not con as in like but yeah, that's what we call it in the Comic-Con world. That's what we call it.
I'm telling you, mother. Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it's been pretty cool to watch Chicken Boy sort of become what it has since his inception, because now I'm having like second generation fans. I have people who are adults now, and they come up and they point at it and they say that book was my childhood, and I'm getting my niece into Chicken Boy now.
Yeah.
And, one of the biggest shows that I did before the lockdowns of 2020 was I was invited back to my old elementary school where Chicken Boy was created as a guest speaker for Read Across America. And when I got there, it was a big surprise to me, but all of the kids had voted on their favorite literary characters to be featured in a mural on the library wall. And the kids voted overwhelmingly for several different characters, including Cat in the Hat and Harry Potter. But among all these big worldwide known names, there's Chicken Boy, right in the center.
That's awesome, dude.
Wow, that's gonna be a huge honor right there.
Yeah, I melted. I couldn't believe it, and so it was a really nice memory to hold on to when all of my events went away, like at that time, when the world shut down, and so it was a really, really special feeling. And now now that I'm out and touring again and I'm meeting these people, it's incredible. It's incredible, and a lot of them are grown up now.
Right. And now, how many books have you wrote? A friend Eve out in the UK wants to know.
How many books have I written? Published. I've published 7. 7 books. 7. I got them displayed above me also, so I'm looking at them.
Yeah. You got a cheat sheet.
That's my cheat sheet. I can remember.
So, and then our friend D-Hoot basically talks about when Chicken Boy is a teenager. and smokes weed, he could be fried chicken boy.
Fried chicken boy. Yes.
Yeah,
he and the Colonel. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Well, welcome to
awesome.
my show. I will not apologize to my friends. I am almost done with my first book I'm writing, but it's more fantasy adventure based. Thank you. All right, bringing cast have guided me through and being authors themselves, which their advice has helped me a lot. Well, thank you, Mr. Scott. Let me know when you need my appearances and my quotes. All right, appreciate that. He's writing a nice book about me. It makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, you know what I mean. I mean, autobiography.
The Adventures of Richie B.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's like that big. It's like a little thimble size. But no, I think it's now. The other thing is this. Now, are all your books? And here's a 2-part question: are all your books geared towards children?
No.
And if they're not,
Mhm.
you answered that question. If they're not, how do you blend from one to the other? Because a child can open any of your books, correct? Basically.
Yes, many of them are family. They're all family friendly. I would say, like Winslow is probably the most geared toward adults. The characters are adults, and it's an adult sort of seafaring story, but it's appropriate for anyone like 13 and up. So there's nothing too bad in there. There's some like television language. I say, you got the bad guys in there, but no. For
time out. Pause. Could you say some television language for us, please, Michael?
Damn, so it's like that. I just let people know.
Michael, is your mother outside?
I certainly hope not.
She's probably going like this. What did you say?
What? You got the wooden spoon, bro. She's like,
yeah. I heard you.
Yeah. I just let people know in case they're because I got the Chicken Boy books, which are for middle grade, like 8 to 12 and stuff, and then some people like it totally, but they're all quite family friendly, I would say.
That's absolutely awesome, man. That is awesome, and I noticed it. I noticed it here in my home because we made sure I think we got all your books that day.
Yeah, I met your family and they bought everything on the table. You guys were really amazing. Yeah.
I got to tell you, my house is loaded with books.
Mm-hmm.
Now
That's a good thing to be loaded with. I approve.
It is. But I have ADD and it's really hard for me to focus. So when we open a book, I have to have some kind of bigger font or darker font or pictures, or it's just the way it is, right? What is this? This is Miss Sarah. Hang on one sec. I'm gonna bring in Sarah. Are you coming in? Hang on. We're just having trouble with Get Haunted, but hang on one second. Let's see. Sarah, you there? You're on my show. You can unmute yourself. She's probably working on the thing. I just want to her off guard. But so it's hard for me to focus when there's a white page with a bunch of black letters. You're like, you know what I mean? You panic and you jump. So we tend to jump. But I have other ways that I visually get educated, like my documentaries and things like that. I was always big on watching my YouTube documentaries about Sasquatch or things like that. Articles I can read because it draws and pulls out the interest. But all my kids here, they all read books, and my son's my oldest son's 13-year-old son is a little bit tougher than most, but my 18-year-old who's in college now, he reads a lot. My daughter reads a lot. Jess, as you met Jess, my fiance, her kids kids of mine, but her oldest child, KK, she's been reading The Orb, the World of the Orb. That's the other one, which is a little bit more advanced, I think. You know what I mean?
Advanced one, yeah. In terms of like really vocabulary and just breadth and depth, yeah. Yeah,
so it can really touch it, and I love that they read, because reading it stimulates the brain cells and gets them kind of growing. You know what I mean? And I wish I didn't have ADD where I could read more. You know what I mean? And focus on reading. If there isn't a picture on one side and no more than 20 words on this side, you know what I mean? I'm stuck. I'll go to the end story and try to figure it out backwards.
Well, let me know what you think of the audiobook when you get a chance to, because I do all the voices in that. I'm really proud of how that turned out.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to get to, was ask you about.
Yeah.
Does that become a big thing for you with the, because you sent me an audiobook,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm greatly appreciative of that. And so is that turning out to be a pretty big thing for you?
It's the second highest sales behind the paperback, I would say. So people always thought when the ebook came out, and this is the case for some authors, that they're kind of digital, and that's like their main thing. But my book sort of seemed to attract more of the paperback lovers. And then second underneath that would be the audiobook. And it's a really great way to appreciate the story, especially because of the way that it's written, because it's so script-like. It's almost exclusively dialogue. It's like 70% dialogue. And I do all the voices. And the way it's written on the page, so if you're enjoying it on the physical page, the voices are sort of baked into the way it's written. It's phonetically written. So each character's accent is represented in, different ways that the words are spelled. And then when I'm performing it, that's obviously just playing right into your ears. And so you hear all the great voices that I do. And, Winslow.
Can you give us a sample?
Oh, sure. So there, one of my favorite parts in the book, and I think this is basically the sample that plays if you click on the demo, either on Audible or iTunes or Kobo, is this conversation between Ken Keeley and Winslow. Ken is he is one of the forces of skepticism in the book. In all good cryptid books, you gotta have a skeptic, and Ken Keeley is the cook at a restaurant called Keeley's Bayside Eatery, and he is the guy who employs Winslow. Winslow brings in his catch to Ken, and he cooks him up. And every once in a while, Winslow treats him and all of his patrons to one of his wacky adventures. And so in this one, he's telling him about the time that he was saved by a mermaid. And this is prompted by there was a little girl who had read the article that was written about the fire-breathing fish article that our main character John wrote in the first chapter. And so she says, "Have you ever seen a mermaid, Mr. Hoffner?" Anyway, so we'll jump right in. I'll do a little reading for you. "You're mad, Winslow, mad!" Ken shouted. Winslow folded his arms. "I assures ye I'm saner than any." "What, pray tell, brought you to such a part of the world?" Miss Moodin inquired. Winslow shrugged. "Business matters. I was a young man then. Fishing wasn't always me occupation, Sleepy shot up from his nap, a line of drool waggling from his lips. "How much rum was the cap'n slinging?" Winslow raised an eyebrow. "Can't vouch for the skipper, but I hadn't a nip." Lily jumped in place a few times. "How'd she do it? Was it magic?" Winslow grinned broadly. "Might have been. The skipper thought it a coincidence or happenstance or what have you. But then again, he might have been a bit beschwipst, as he'd call it. Too enchanted by his own special potions to notice the magic happening in the waters below." Lily's eyes lit up at the word. "Aye," Winslow went on. "I'd say it was the most credible source aboard that day." Keeley gestured to his friend with his thumb. "If there's one thing this bloke's famous for, it's aggrandizement." Winslow's buggy right eye flashed sideways. "Nice word of the day, Keel. This moment was indeed a grand. For as clearly as I'm looking at each of you now, did I see a set of ladies' fingertips part the water's surface. I was taken aback at first, of course. Thought maybe someone had fallen overboard and was reaching for help. But with the twirl of her wrist, the clouds went dark on her command, and up opened the skies with a fierce pelt and a rain that flung us forward and back." Several other patrons had wandered into Keeley's eatery. Before long, Winslow had amassed a small crowd whose oohs, ahs, and gasps were punctuating his every statement. Mrs. Cunningham chimed in first, followed by several other eager pleads. "What happened next, Mr. Hoffner? How much did you see? Did it have a tail? Go on, tell us." "Next thing I saw was..." Winslow hacked, graveled. He covered his neck and responded, "Sorry, folks, me throat's a bit dry." Sleepy hastily swatted Ken's arm. "For God's sakes, Ken, he's dry!" Winslow's root beer was replenished. He took a massive swig, licked the foam from his scraggly beard, then continued. "Righto. Next thing I saw was a maiden's silver eyes flashing at me like coins neath the currents. One of the crewmen besides me started shouting something like, 'Meerfrau, Meerfrau,' then went sprinting off to the lower deck. In hindsight, I really should have followed the poor lush. Aye, that has saved me some trouble. But I was too distracted by the fish girl I'd just seen. Too distracted to bastard, off balance in the wind, heading right for me. And we can stop there if you like. So,
yeah, dude, I can listen to
that was
you.
awesome.
I'll keep going if you want. I'll do a little bit.
Give me some more.
All right. The crowd gasped as Winslow clapped his hands together. Boom! Off I went into the drink. He lifted his knit cap and parted his gray hair to show the audience a crescent-shaped scar on his crown. Clip me real good, see? Lily covered her mouth. Did you make it out of the water? The room giggled. Winslow scratched at his cap. It's been a while. But if memory serves, I made it out all right. Adrenaline kicked in. I had plenty of that back then, and I clambered atop this big old log that happened to be floating by. A log? Ken interjected. Aye. What are the chances of that, friend? A bonny branch just coasting in out of nowhere. Winslow tilted his head at him. I'd say a smidge better than seeing a mythical fish girl, Keel. The cook crossed his arms and chewed on his toothpick. So there I was, Winslow proclaimed, adrift in a sea so far from home. The skipper hadn't noticed I'd fallen off the ship, you see. I was all alone. Spent the next hour or so hollering, hoping they'd come back. Winslow's voice trailed. A fish stick crunched as Lily snacked, the only thing audible in the silent restaurant. Winslow stared off blankly, shaking his head at the memory. The details are a bit foggy. So was the night. There's no way the crew could have found me if they wanted to. He downed what remained of his root beer. Anyhow, I've been through a lot that night, and that log was seeming real comfortable to me, so I curled up on that trunk and drifted off for a spell. Sleepy lifted his head and hoisted his tankard. Drifted? Ha! Winslow smiled. That's right. I woke the next morning to the squawks of a seagull. It looked a bit like... Winslow raised his arm to Keely's wall of paintings but froze midway. Lasted no visual aid. Ken covered his head and groaned. Winslow's face crinkled wryly. Now, granted, the log wasn't ideal for sleeping, but I woke to a particular ache. I was lying on some rock now, smack in the middle of the sea. No idea how I got there at first. Then the oddest thing happened. Winslow stood, his ice blue eye swept over his still listeners, each face ghostly with anticipation. Fully awake, Sleepy blathered. Well, what happened? Out with it, lad, Moodin urged. How'd you get there? Lily queried. Keely chewed on his toothpick and squinted at his friend, tapping his foot on the squeaking, knotted floor. Surely, Winslow, there was a logical explanation. Aye. It was the mermaid. There you go. We'll stop there.
That
was awesome, man.
That's unbelievable.
Awesome.
Dude. Now, when I said Reed in the character, isn't it amazing, Mojo, how he just blends right in like he is the book.
Yes,
like you are the book. It's not like you're reading the book. You are the book. And that's how your audiobooks come?
That's how it sounds, yeah.
Wow.
I think that
sounds like you got a little Quint in you too. And Winslow.
A little bit of Quint, yeah, that's right. I was inspired. There's a few homages to Jaws, and there's one moment in Gambo where he's talking about the eyes of Gambo, and he talks about how it was the scariest peepers he'd ever seen, and so there's a little homage there, and then also a little while later, when he has the next big story for John the journalist, he tells him, "You're gonna need a bigger paper for this one, Chaplin." So
he is Winslow. Yeah. He really is, man. That's
very good, man. That was awesome.
Thank you.
So out of all the characters that you've done, created, spoke, obviously use their voice, you create their voice. Well, that's the other thing is that now that you have this book, you have the writing, you also do, here's the kicker, man. This dude is a machine. You do all your own pictures.
That's right, yeah.
All your own artwork.
Yeah, I draw it. So I draw these covers. This is the second one, Winslow Hoffner's High Sailing Adventures. And I do all the artwork. There's some cool portraits of the monsters as well at the tops of each of the chapters. Like, ooh, this is a good one. Here's Claus, the giant lobster. There's there we go. There's Winslow and his first mate Hank hanging on for dear life to the shell of this Titanic lobster crashing through the waves.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that is priceless.
Well, that was the other thing is that he does all his animations. He does all his voiceovers and all his writing, right? So do you have like a whole like studio in your house, or you do it right where you're sitting right now?
I have a producer, and I did it at his studio for the voice for the voice.
The voiceover.
Everything else I draw here. I've got a little you can see the corner of it. I've got this little monitor that I draw on, and then and then I type everything like right where I'm sitting right here.
Dude. Basically, besides and audio is a little bit different. Audio.
Yeah, I don't have the sophisticated equipment. I got this. You know. That's
Yeah, right. No, I have evidence of sound that we have from the gifting chair, and it's the biggest pain in the ass to put into my computer and to make it stay where I want it to stay. For some reason, audio just decides it wants to run around in different places. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. And you could even ask Bobby Lee, my producer. She'll be like, yeah, audio's the toughest. You know, so we'll put it on one long stream, and then I have to know where to stop in order to present it. It's just a pain in the ass.
I'm quite pleased with how the audiobook turned out. It was in the basement studio of this community school of the arts that a friend of mine runs, and I got instant access to this beautiful equipment, and it was kind of the pilot project for he was very interested in getting into books where the author is narrating their own book. And so, and I said, that's exactly what I'm trying to do with the Winslow Hoffner series. And right now he's between studios. That studio's gone, and he's been bouncing around, but I really want to work with him again. He was telling me that his home studio is not the best place because they're doing bomb testing. And so, so he's like, I've gotten good at scrubbing out the bombs, but there's been a lot, and sometimes they don't announce it. So he happens to be near that. So I'm holding off, and then eventually, Winslow Hoffner's High Sailing Adventures will appear in audio format, which I'm very excited about. There's all kinds of great new voices and great new characters, and like I've got these little notes on my phone where I like practice and develop the voices of each of the characters to make them distinct, and then of course baking that into the dialogue when you write it, and then of course that's for the future of performing it in a sound booth. So I'm very excited for that. There's some cool characters with really cool voices coming soon.
Yeah, dude, you have everything. You're an artist, right? You're an author, and you're an actor.
Thank you.
Because you're acting.
Voice actor, yeah. So, and that was one of the best pieces of advice that I got from my producer. This is the first audiobook that I'd ever done. And he told me, he said, make sure you perform in the booth, because it's easy to kind of like feel alone in there, but you are performing for an audience just in the future and through headphones. So like getting physical and scrunching up your face. He said something I'll always remember. He said the audience can hear a smile, and so you can, if you're conveying those emotions physically, those will carry on through to the audio as well.
That's Bobby Lee, my producer. No, it's great points, and I think it's great to have it said like that. And I think the way you're doing the audio books, I mean, a lot of audio books are reading. They're not necessarily characterized, right?
Mm-hmm.
Characterization, or however you want to say it. But it's very, to me, it's like, some people could open the book and they read it and they're like, hello, this is so and so, and they're reading the book for you. But when you're actually acting it out and verbally delivering it in the way that you are, that is, to me, I've never heard it done like that. I'm not saying I'm big on audiobooks either. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, to me, that has a touch of uniqueness because it's you, the author.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm aiming for.
100%, nailing it. You know what I mean?
Gives you that visual and everything. And
yeah.
My only concern is, like, if you did me and Richie, I'd be very concerned how these voiceovers will go.
Right? Could you imagine that? Yeah, do a Wojo voice.
A Wojo voice. I need to. Boy, I don't know. I need to practice.
Make it up. Just make up a random.
Just make it up. Just make it up.
Yeah, don't try to copy him. Use his character, right? Which is basically.
I remember
himself.
there was one moment when we were hanging out in the gazebo that was really fun to me, because I was in I was in my full garb for the show, because I was one of the special speakers there, one of the special guests, and I had this one of you said, what are you, an author or a priest, and stuff, and then at the end when I hit the pose, you were like, hey, he did the pose, I think I heard a rip, and I thought that was really funny. So I thought that was great.
Wait, is he doing me or you?
I don't know. I'm doing one of you guys.
That's what I'm afraid of.
So I thought that I was like,
was that you?
dying for the rest of the time.
Yeah, because I did mention like about his suit and everything, and
yeah, I remember. It's like
he's just like gloating, and I don't know. Things just took off at that moment. We were like, yeah,
He made you into a mafia guy from New Jersey.
I need to study the accent more. Yeah, that's the furthest. I had never been to Massachusetts. That's my first time in Massachusetts, by the way.
Really? And where are you? Virginia, right?
I'm from Virginia. Yeah, so
you're not that far away, bro.
It's the furthest north I've ever been, and I had my first lobster roll when I was up there.
Oh, did you?
I did. I didn't realize the controversy of how to order it. There's two ways.
So how did you order it?
I got it with butter.
Yeah,
all right.
Either butter or mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Oh, yeah.
No, did I do it wrong?
No. No. You did it right. You just said it wrong. You didn't say lobster, and you didn't say butter.
I gotta drop butter. Lobster.
Okay.
Teach me how to do it.
All right. See, I'm a mayonnaise freak.
All right.
But when it comes to lobster rolls, I want butter on my lobster roll. But I'm not gonna lie, I have committed many a sin by dipping it in mayonnaise with butter.
Mayonnaise with butter. Oh, you are actually you might be the key to bridging the divide.
I am the key to most bridging.
You're the chosen one. You're going to create the healing between the two camps here.
Wojo, give him a boom.
Oh, let's go. now, Mike. Now you have to give us a Richie B now.
A Richie B. I don't know. Oh boy. I don't know. Give me something to say. I'm decent at mimicking, but I don't know.
Oh,
go ahead,
give him something to say. I don't. I said you brought it up. You tell him something I said.
Do it. Come on, do it. Is that good?
What do I say?
There's so much Richie says.
I have 83 friggin' kids.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've got 83 freaking kids. Is that good?
Oh, I'm never gonna say that again. I'm just kidding. Everybody having fun on the side. Let's say hello a little bit here. This is only going to feed. Ask more words. Tease me with during the game. Yep, you got it. Oh, hot butter roll. Attaboy.
Attaboy.
Okay,
good.
Yeah, you got an attaboy. We got a boom out of Facebook. He says he's Damien. One of these guys say they're Damien, but Animal. What's up, Animal? Let's see. Question, guys. What's the best? That's definitely Damien. Sassy you have ever encountered. Question, guys. What's the best sassy you ever encountered? I don't know what that means. No pants, Richie. That's one of the things. I'm not wearing any pants, stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, we have all kinds of comments. Yeah, that's Animal.
Michael's processing on that point.
I'm still processing your 83 kids,
Yeah.
I'm sure the wives are thinking the same way.
What do you think the kids are thinking when they look up? They're like, really? For real? This is what you've come up with, God? This guy? See, question. I'm trying to figure out this question. Damien, is this you? Oh, there we go. It's Damien's right there. Yeah. No, it's Alan. Oh. Wait. Oh, where's your Facebook thing? You have a little logo I usually see when I see you. But to reiterate on your question, it says, guys, what's the best sassy you have ever encountered? What do you mean, the best encounter we've ever had? Is that what you're asking us? Have you ever gone Bigfooting or anything like that, Michael?
I've never gone Bigfooting. No, I enjoy the stories. I've had my share of paranormal encounters, like ghosts and stuff. But...
Really? Like what? Tell us. Do tell.
Well, there was this one time, and yeah, I've had a lot of different spiritual encounters. There's this one time where my grandfather had passed away, and I was at this sort of honors communication symposium, or I don't know what you would call it. We were showing off our final projects. This was in college, and people could walk around and read what you studied and the research that you did. Welcome to Massachusetts, Mike. LOL. I should have warned you that day when you came here. They're wild and crazy animals. Thank you, Sai. And so I was at the symposium, and they were was pretty fancy. They had this raffle that was going on toward the end, and they did this little showcase for it. Someone walked by and they had this iPad, and they said, we're gonna everyone hang on to the tickets that you were given at the beginning of the show, because we're gonna do a drawing, and first prize is gonna win this iPad. And and so they walked by with the iPad and showed off. It was like an iPad mini. And I was still writing World of the Orb at the time, but my plan was, like, as soon as I graduated, to finish that and then start doing the Comic Cons that I mentioned earlier. So this book, World of the Orb, this is my first novel after the Chicken Boy series. So it's a thick book, and I was getting ready to do a big promotion for that. And so I had never released a big novel before, and I had never done any book signings at Comic Cons before. But I knew I was going to need my own register to like do the money, because previously I would do bookshops and they would go through their register. And so I saw that, and I thought to myself, I thought, oh, that would be great to win. I could use that as a register at my book signings. And then with my physical ear, not in my head, I heard my grandfather's voice to the left of me, in my left ear. And he said, you know what? I'm going to get that for you. And I looked left, and there was no one standing there. There was like a blank space. And there was tons of other people just sort of milling around. And I went, okay, interesting. We'll see what happens. And then fast forward to the end of the night, they start calling numbers. My friend comes up and she's like, oh, I forgot my ticket. Well, I hope you win. I said, we'll see. And they start calling the numbers, and they say whatever it was, 5, 5, 3, 1, 6. And I said, I won, and she's like, what? And then so I go, and they're like, come up, get your prize. And then they handed me the bag for second place. And it was like coffee and a thermos and like a laser pointer and like this goodie bag. And I thought, oh, okay. And so I go back with second place, and she's like, I thought you got the iPad. I said, I thought I did too, but I guess they're building up to it. It's okay. and then one of the people at the event tapped me, and they're like, was your number just called? I said, yeah, I got the coffee. And they're like, no, you were supposed to get the iPad. I said, oh, here. And they're like, keep that too. And then they gave me both prizes. and then for the rest of time, that had been my my register at my book signings.
Wow.
That is cool. And you have a natural thing there, because you feel that connection. So you know what I mean? You kind of know, I don't know, you kind of know when that stuff, when you're drawn into it, right? When it comes to you, it kind of knocks on the door, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So Carlozzi says, next Cryptid Fest, Richie should take you Bigfooting up here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go Bigfooting. Sure. Let's see what we can find.
I will be so, yes, boom, exactly.
Gonna be flying through the woods.
Yeah. No, it's an absolute blast up here, and and we do it for so many different. We have a that's very active, very hot. We have a lot of things going on in the woods. I noticed they had asked what our best encounter is. We have a few encounters, and if you follow us tonight, as we go on to the next show tonight, which I'll have that gentleman, Animal, will be coming in explaining who his guests are tonight. We will be explaining some of our encounters on that show. So,
okay.
But
you guys are doing exciting stuff. The live shows in the woods. It's incredible.
Yeah.
You're creating something really special here.
Thank you. No, I believe so. And he would fit right in at Charm and Fair. I don't know who's Facebook user. What is up with Facebook user tonight? Anybody know what's going on with that? There's a lot of Facebook user going on in here.
What's Charm and Fair?
Charm and Fair Farm is a we kind of took the place over, actually. They had their first annual cryptid. Oh, what's up, Kelly? Yeah, it's just saying Facebook. Something's up with Facebook tonight. It's acting wacky, man. But it's the same thing, like Cryptid Fest, but it's up in New Hampshire. And we were up there with like it was so cool. Like all our buddies were there. You know what I mean? It was so crazy, man. And then the owner of Charm and Fair Farm kind of took a liking to me and my big mouth, and I kind of end up emceeing it a little bit. And then now they want me to come back next year and kind of be the host. Which is really cool, you know what I mean? And we're supposed to go back. Kelly's here for the New Hampshire Bigfoot Society. Thank you, brother. It just says Facebook user. Facebook and StreamYard are acting weird. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, Facebook is broken, Bree says. Yeah. Well, there it is. So go over to YouTube if you guys want to interact a little bit more openly here. That makes me feel a lot better. Make sure you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. But if you're already on there, go over to YouTube now, and I can see who you are. We can continue this discussion. So it was a crazy festival, and the cool thing was, and I tell this story a lot. A lot of the guys that were there were guys that I saw like on documentaries or on History Channel or little things like that. And the next we know, we were chilling out, sitting by the fire with them, going out to look for Bigfoot when it got dark that night. You know what I mean?
Cool.
It was, and they're my friends now too, so I don't look at them like that anymore. But we were out there, and I knocked on a tree 3 times. Boom, 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 pitch black, and we're standing there, and I'd say about 60 feet diagonal to our right, we had crack, crack, boom. The tree gets pushed. Just coincidentally, right after I knocked. It was 45 seconds after I knocked, and we all just stood there kind of frozen, like, whoa, dude, like that. As a bunch of investigators were like, that's a tree push. That's it. It was pretty crazy, man. I have a lot of things happen around me when it comes to this stuff, but I want to get to a special guest I have for Michael here tonight. If you would like to slide over here, young lady, come here. I'll pull the chair over. Come over here and have a seat. Sit down. This is my stepdaughter, Kaden. I don't know if you remember her.
I remember. Hi.
All right, hang on. I'm going to turn these off so it comes on to the computer, okay? And you could say hi.
You went mute a little bit.
Yeah.
Can't hear you. No, I can't hear you. Wait, I hear something now.
Yep.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
I tell you some weird technology stuff's going. This is my stepdaughter, Kaden.
Hi.
Hi, Kaden.
And you remember Michael from the Cryptid Fest in Rainham, right? And you guys bought every freaking book and probably like his and his mom, his mom's the con mom.
Look at that look.
Show him what book you're reading.
Yay, World of the Orb. Good. Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
Excellent. Who's your favorite character?
How many characters have you gotten to
Veronica.
yet?
Oh, Veronica. Oh, good. Yeah. Veronica.
Is Veronica the mean one? I don't know.
She's tactical. She's a huntress.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
This makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. So, and we have all the other books here as well, but you've been kind of in this one.
Yeah.
All right, but you got to move it along and kind of get further into it. Now, did you do the cover on that one as well?
I did. Yes. Yeah.
See that?
It looks really cool. I like it.
Thank you.
That is absolutely. Say hi to everybody on the side. Kelly Porter says hello, young lady.
Hi.
Facebook user says hi, Kaden. Everybody say hi to Kaden.
His face.
I call her KK. KK. Hey, KK.
Or
KK.
like a giraffe.
Three-legged giraffe. Yeah.
That is a cool cover.
She tries to run. Yeah, see it? I love this cover, man. This cover is sick.
I used a blend. I used Illustrator and Photoshop for this cover. Illustrator had some cool, a great way to make like metals and gradients and stuff with it. So and you can create what's called a mesh. And so I that was one of the things I did in college. I took this one class on how to do that. And so I was always like taking classes to secretly use for my author plans, So
yeah, no, it's absolutely perfect for what the story is. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, there will be a second book also. So I will say that.
He just gave you.
Yes.
Look at her face. She's priceless.
Yes.
Yeah. He just gave you an exclusive. He didn't have to say that. He just gave you an exclusive saying that there's another book coming out.
There will be another book.
Because of you. All because of you, KK. Maybe you'll be a character in it. Yeah, you'll be a character called Richie B.
Very good.
Right? We'll say that. No, we'll just say that you're KK, and then in it you transform into the superhero Richie B. Because you're a three-legged giraffe and you can't really athletically get anything done, and then you come to me and I'm like, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Be a giraffe.
You should just be a giraffe. My whole house is like this, bro.
That's great.
You come to my house, it's just like it's like a tornado of funnies.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? A Do you want to show them some of the work you've been doing? So next year at Cryptid Fest, we got to talk to Carlozzi, right? She's going to be in the vendor section with you.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, show them why. She's an artist.
Oh, that's beautiful.
She actually sold one of her pieces there.
That is wonderful, Caden. Great work.
Yep, and show the other one. Let me see. So if anybody wants these, you can reach out to me, actually. These are for sale. She sells these.
Look at that.
Well, it almost looks like it's sparkling in that light. You see it?
It sounds like 3D.
I love the color.
Nice. Yeah.
I made this one for Rich.
Ooh, that's great.
Oh.
Pretty cool. Oh, look at you. Just put it right up by his nostrils. It was perfect.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it did. It aligned nicely with that.
Yeah.
Looks like an alien. Oh, God.
That's great.
One way to ruin some artwork. So, yeah, any of these, she does all kinds of different artwork, and we were talking about it, and she wanted to, we talked about her coming on the show and being able to sit with you and say hello to you. She's a big fan now, and she loves the books, and, well, she's a good reader. Max is and you have to force him, but once he reads, he's really good, actually. Yeah. Max is like one of the top readers in the school, but you got to kick his ass to get him there. But my fiance, her mom is the reader. She's the reader.
Awesome.
Right?
She has like 500 books. I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
like there's stacks of books everywhere.
Everywhere.
In like bins. And
Yeah, and I got to move them.
our attic
is
a library.
Yeah, and I got to move.
To me, that's a good problem to have. You can't have too many books.
No,
it's a great form of
I
entertainment.
agree. Do you have a question? Say you're me, right? Right here. All right, say you're me. All right,
Okay.
Come right over here. Yes, no, that's an antique chair. Stand up. It does not slide. There you go.
Okay.
It's your show. Ask your guest something.
How did you have the idea to create like this book?
An
The
excellent
orb?
question.
Yeah, the orb.
Okay.
An excellent question. So World of the Orb is a very special book to me. That's probably the book that I worked on the longest. And I had the initial idea way back in elementary school, around the same time that I was writing Chicken Boy. I was thinking about what would eventually become World of the Orb. And so I was always filling up the margins of my notebooks and the backs of my worksheets with all these epic scenes and battles between good and evil, mythical creatures, monsters of my own creation, things of that sort. And I thought that I wouldn't have a chance to write an individual story about each one of these, but I thought if I could create one world, one cohesive world where all of these things could exist and thrive, and then have a couple of kids from Earth get lost in this world and have to use their wits to go on a treasure hunt and find their way home, that could be a really good style for a story. And this is the world map. And I was developing that. Some of the earliest pictures were, ooh, hang on. There we go.
What you got? What's you got?
This is one of my writing journals from way back in the day.
Wow.
And so this was, so you see what the cover became. When I was 12, this was my design for it.
Oh,
That's
so
cool.
there's what my idea was, and then there's what it became.
Wow.
And then you saw the world map, and that was one of the things that I was drawing the longest. And so there is my original map of the world, and you can see my incredible elementary handwriting there. So,
Dio, what can't you see? Dio says you can't see.
Oh, I can see it. That's cool, dude.
there you go.
You can't see that?
Indeed.
Dio, you getting? What's going on? You have one birthday and you jumped 5 years. What's going on here? Are you all right?
That okay? There we go.
That's cool. I love the fact. I mean, those are things you kind of hold on to. You know what I mean? She says she got it now. Thank you.
Okay.
No, she's awesome for us. She's amazing. So it's cool to hold on to that stuff. Now, do you have like everything from as this whole process? Are there things that have kind of slipped away that you're upset that they're gone? You can't find them, or
I kept everything. I had from age 9 on is kind of when I decided consciously that I wanted to be an author. My 4th grade teacher, Mr. A, was a big inspiration to me. He's kind of the reason that I became an author. I was always doing all these things, and the last year in 3rd grade, I got in a whole lot of trouble for it. You know, I was drawing constantly. But even after class, it wasn't appreciated. Like I did these illustrations of these different monsters, and my friend asked me for one of the characters, one of my, and I did a drawing on one. I created like my own little trading card game that I did on index cards, and then he asked for one of those cards, and so I drew that, and I was handing it to him, and in the middle of handing it to him, my teacher snatched it out of my grasp. This is my third grade teacher, and she brought it to the front of the room. And this was after class. We were waiting for the buses, but she held it up and said, "This is a distraction." And she ripped it up, and then she threw it over my face like confetti. And
Really?
Wow.
yeah, and it never like upset me. I just because I couldn't help myself, you know. I was always doing, but I just kind of got it in my head that, you know, I guess I'm a bad kid or something, because I was sent to summer school because of it. But and I remember I got to summer school and I folded my hands and I said to myself, I'm not going to draw. And then my teacher, who would become my fourth grade teacher, Mr. A, he says, "All right, we're gonna draw a comic book." And that was our first assignment. I thought, I get to do this, so it was whiplash from my previous situation. And and the whole summer it was just incredible creative production. And then my mom fought to have me transferred into that class, and she said, "I've never seen a kid connect with a teacher this way. You have to transfer him into the class." And it you know, it took a while, and then eventually we got the what a B word. Glad you followed your heart. Thank you, D Hoot. Rude, yeah. But it's okay. Everything happens for a reason, because I would never have met this teacher otherwise. Got to go. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Cryptids of the Corn. Like and subscribe to Cryptids of the Corn, everybody. Check them out.
They're the best. They're amazing. And he's got a book coming out too, by the way. Living UFOs, the ocean above our heads. It's incredible.
Michael, there's a question for you to ask Caden.
Have you written any stories to go with your artwork? Ooh.
No.
Perhaps.
Like when I was like 7, I wrote a book about Minecraft characters, and then drew like what like accessories you could give them. So, and like looking back on it, it was so funny. It was just so random.
But
I play Minecraft.
The creative mind is random.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful part about creativity. It's random. Like I'm just walking around, I'm working, and I'm like, oh wait. And then all of a sudden I'm on the phone, or I'm shooting a text, or I'm on Messenger with Bobby Lee. I'm like, hey, I got to get rid of this right now. I can't hold on to it because I might not get it back, right? Do you find that too, Michael? Like when you get something, you have a journal by your bed, right? It kind of explains it, right?
Oh, sure. And it's great to harness that creative energy. And, you know, you start out by sort of diving into and expanding upon the things that inspired you. So like with Chicken Boy, I was very inspired by the superheroes of Marvel and the animals of Looney Tunes. So I want to make my own animal superhero. My favorite superhero ever was Spider-Man. And so Spider-Man got his powers from a radioactive spider bite. So as an homage, I had Chicken Boy get his powers from eating radioactive birdseed. And all of that wouldn't have happened had I not had the experience that I did in 3rd grade, and then got sent to summer school and met my 4th grade teacher, because I wasn't going to be in his class otherwise. I got transferred in.
Right.
And I spent the all of 4th grade creating so many ideas for books that haven't even been made yet. So I have my original 4th grade writing journal. That's not it. That's another journal, because I filled up a lot. They're all ideas that are eventually going to percolate and become full books. So it was an amazing time. And he is still, I still go back to his class every year and talk to the kids about writing and illustrating. So I always say, like in that class, because he kept up the writing journal aspect, the creative aspect to his class, of course. And I always say, hang on to everything, because you never know what these things can turn into.
There's a nice bit of advice for a young aspiring artist like yourself, right? Maybe you do want to write, and he's saying, hang on to things, because maybe you look back at them. Or, you know, sometimes I notice too, though, when you have a creative glitch, I call it, right? I don't say writer's cramp or, you know, freeze or anything. It's just a glitch. Something else will come along, and you can bury that down. But when you get when I get a glitch, I can kind of look back at something real quick and really kind of get the juices flowing again. And there's days where it's kind of tough to get out of your own way when you're in the creative world, for me. And if I just come in here and sit in the seat in front of my studio and look at all my stuff, my brain just starts going again. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, I'm a researcher for Sasquatch, right? But I've always had this creative side of my bloodline that I get to tap into by being behind the camera, right? Or in front of the camera, I guess, right? So sometimes when you find yourself in a little glitch, like what Michael just said, like he has his journals like he just wrote when he was started, right? I can imagine that must have helped you before, right? I mean, have you ever looked back and it's kind of get it kicking again?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I kind of know him forward and back because I bring him to the school author visits that I do, and I show him off. And sometimes the kids say, "Can we hear one of the stories from the journals?" And I said, "Okay, yeah, sure." And so I would read it, and that was a big thing. I always it's fun to listen to a story too. My grandfather, who I mentioned earlier, when I told my spiritual encounter story, he was a big part of my life creatively, because I would sometimes write stuff. He had an amazing voice, and sometimes I would write stuff just to listen to him read my own stories in his voice. And so that was sort of the experience a lot with World of the Orb. And after he passed away before it was published, and I was doing one of my final edits of it, and there's one thing I hadn't decided on yet, and that was the name of this like sort of treasure, this currency that's in the world. And I thought, because I originally just called them pieces, and I was just using that as like a sort of a catch-all fantasy term for like little sort of doubloon coins. And he had read and edited some of my chapters, and he had a line off of pieces, and he agreed that we needed a special, like an original fantasy term for it. And he had written SIV, Civ, which I think he meant like sort of like an abbreviation for, like a quick abbreviation for silver or something. He put like pieces of Civ, and I thought I'm gonna name them Civ. And so all of the treasure in World of the Orb is called Civ.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
See how he gets all that? Isn't that cool to know, like, directly from him? Because you're reading it.
Yeah.
And you see these words maybe you don't know that aren't out here in the real world that we use every day, and to get a little.
Like, how do you think of them?
Yeah, like, where'd that come from? You know what I mean? Because when you hear the word Civ, you must follow the story to where the word Civ has meaning, right? Otherwise, you don't know what it is.
Right.
Think about it, right? So you got to follow the story to get the answer to what that word is. What the heck's Civ? I don't know. I'll just keep reading. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's cool, man. Do you have any other questions for Michael, the author? What's that? What's that?
No.
Has he ever written the F word in one of his stories before? That's a horrible question.
Have you? Now I need to know.
He's like, oh, I was gonna blow it up.
In the first Winslow Hoffner book, there's like an Irish equivalent of it, but it's you'll see it's Ken Keeley's elderly mother Moodin is shushing him for cursing in front of children, and then ironically uses that that word as she shushes him. So
great question, KK.
Great oh, you beat me to it. Great question, KK.
Good job, KK.
That away.
Well, thank you for joining us, Kaden.
Thank you.
Thank you for hanging out with us, and Michael, thank you for having her be part of this with you. And
thank you for and enjoy the rest of the book. I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
Thank you.
She is, and if anybody wants to buy her artwork, I have it. Just shoot me a message. We'll discuss numbers and all that stuff. And she's got plenty more to come. She does it upon request, and she just randomly makes them because she's an artist, and I love it.
And now my room is destroyed because of them. The carpet is painted, so.
We don't want to discuss that openly in the world. All right, fine. I'll get over it sooner or later. Get out, Kaden.
Painted carpets. There you go.
Yeah, that's my house. Yeah, so my house is kind. Like I said, thank you for joining us. Be careful on your way out, please. Thank you very much. All right, take your stuff and beat it.
Oh.
I mean, I love you. Thank you. Watch step. I got to make sure everything goes right in here. It's my studio. Otherwise, I'll lose. So this is my house. It's kind of fun.
That was a wonderful surprise, Richie. Thank you.
Well, no, I thought, you should see what you're doing and how, in a positive light, it's affects people, and I don't know whether you do or not, or how many times you have or what. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in my house and how it's affected here, and to watch, your beautiful words and all your hard work and your incredibly creative imagination, which I obviously got drawn to right away. That it's alive, like in my house, and I can imagine how many other houses it's alive in, and it's different because when we're talking about it, like I'm like, okay, hey, you got that book? Which one you're reading right now? And she's telling me, and we're talking about you, and you're not here. You know what I mean? And it's just so cool to have that, man. And it's not just that you're just doing the creative juices and everything else. You're actually spreading yourself out and affecting people in a positive light. And obviously, the world needs a lot of that.
Thank you. That means a lot to hear. It's nice. It's always nice to hear how people are enjoying the stories. It's always been my goal to find and connect with people who will love and cherish the characters as much as I do. So it means a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm just glad you were here to hang out with us and have that conversation and to give you another insight, a little more insight on how my house is. So this is a normal occurrence for my 16-year-old. 16-month-old. That's my 16-month-old.
That's awesome.
He just puts a bucket on his head and sits on the couch. So
he's ready to go cryptid hunting. That's his.
So we go from beautiful intellect and all this art to my 16-month-old puts a bucket on his head and sits on his couch, and that's what he does. But no, it's quite a fun house. And when I have, to be able to have my podcast here, to be able to have, Wojo in their lives now too, and add all these different people in and out of, in their lives, like yourselves and they know all the names. They know all the names. They know the people we talk about. When I go upstairs and say, oh, I got Michael Thompson coming on, they know who you are. When I go, hey, the Vogels are, they know who the Vogels are. They know who Animal is, and it's just so amazing that we get to do such a thing, right?
It's a beautiful community.
Isn't it amazing? It's amazing. Now, where's you're in Virginia.
I am.
Right? From Virginia, where's the furthest from home you've been to talk about your books?
Probably, I think your guys' neck of the woods might be the farthest that I've traveled.
Really? Well, have you been to Florida or anything?
I have not been to Florida yet. I was born in Florida, but not. I have not been there on professional business yet. But I know that they have excellent cryptid shows down there, and it's on my radar. And so I do have. There are bookstores down there that sell the books, so it's cool. They've been carrying different coastal bookstores or carrying the Winslow Hoffner series because of the sea adventure thing. I just did the Outer Banks, the Billy Bigfoot Bash. I've done Kentucky, and I'm going back to Kentucky this month for Cryptid Con, which is one of the big ones, that's been around forever. Very big, yes. And that's what I love about this, man. This is the great thing about this, because this is our world, right, Woj? And he gets to be a part of that. So he's not just a part of like you're not just a part of being an author or book writing or all this stuff. You get to be a part of this particular community as well. And this community, all but one experience I think I've had have been all positive. You know what I mean? I've had one experience that was negative and whatever. No big deal. But in the time that you're doing it in this area that you're doing it in, there's so much beauty, and like the people are so like meeting Carlozzi and jumping right in and being part with her, and her, kind of offering up some space to us, or having D Hoot on the side with Sam's Pretty Paranormal, and then meeting Bree and there's so many different people. The list goes on. Big Daddy Andy, Kelly Porter up in New Hampshire. It's like the list goes on and on. Now you get to meet this whole different side away from it. Do you see a lot of authors at these cons? Because I've seen like one or two, a couple. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you have a community of your own within? Yes. I've got a big and growing network of authors, and it's growing as well in the cryptid community too. There's quite a lot of people who compile their research and stuff. So it's a little bit smaller when it comes to the fiction, like what I do, where I turn it into a fiction story, but. There's some incredible books out there, and I'm enjoying being on the ground level and seeing all these things, because it's kind of Winslow came out in 2018, and then after the lockdowns kind of had this wonderful renaissance of popularity, because suddenly cryptids kind of became really popular. There's all these wonderful festivals that popped up, and I'm meeting all these great people like Lyle Blackburn, and meeting in person for the first time Alex Pedikov, who's been on your show, who I actually knew from way back in the day on YouTube, because we both used to do YouTube.
Oh, wait. Can you? I'm sorry, I don't want to cut, dude.
Yeah,
that was mind blowing.
I know. Well, it was mind blowing for me. You can only imagine, because we both did, like, he did short action films. Like, we were in middle school, and he did like short action films and things of that sort, and I did sketch comedy and short films with my friends. And back in the day, YouTube would sort of, they'd show you people who are similar to you, and their videos would show up in the recommended section, and then you'd click, and that's how you would build your community. And so I was commenting on his stuff, he was commenting on my stuff, and so when I was at the Ohio show, Monster Fest, that Small Town Monsters put on in Canton, which he is obviously a part of now, a huge part of. Right. I walked up to him and I said, Alex, and I said the name of his original YouTube channel and then the name of my original channel. He's like, oh my God, and he was doing Bigfoot stuff even back in the day too. He had like little programs about that. And I remember him writing, his ambition to do like bigger and bigger stuff like in the Bigfoot world. And it's so cool that he's doing it, and I thought that's amazing. And we both went into cryptids, but in different sort of aspects. And we found each other in the real world. That's crazy. It was a really cool small world moment. And he's talked about it a lot. And it was amazing. It was amazing. And it's so cool.
It's so cool. Yeah, isn't that? Did you even know that, Woj? I don't know if I ever shared
that.
Yeah,
no,
you know Pedikov, and someone who I admired from his documentaries when I first got into Squatching, and then have him go, "Oh no, and he told me that story." I was like, "Wait, what?" Yeah. And you both in the cryptid world? What?
Oh, he just liked my message now. We're chatting on Instagram. I told him that was coming on your show.
Cool.
Yeah, so maybe he'll pop in at some point.
Yeah, no, that's always good to have Alex around. He's a good dude. He's very busy, very, very busy. I was hoping to get him back on this December. He had mentioned that he might be free in December to kind of say hello. But you never know. You know what I mean? I got my anniversary show coming up on the 7th. I'm pretty excited about, and he was obviously a big part of that. He was when I first started this, one of the guests I truly wanted to sit down with, just because I watched so much of his stuff on YouTube a long time ago with Small Town Monsters and stuff, There's a Facebook user. Someone said, if you're on Facebook, I can't see who you are. There's a problem with Facebook. So if you're popping in to say hi, as someone just did, I cannot see who that is. So, but real quick, I want to bring a quick little promo up, and then I'm going to have Animal pop in and say hi real quick. Hang on 1 second. So everybody, check us out, man. We're on Dark Realm TV. Listen up. Hey, where am I? Oh, there it is. What am I doing? Dark Realm TV, everybody. Get over there and subscribe to Dark Realm TV. We're on all the Roku TVs, Fire Sticks, and Apple TV. Dark Realm TV. Check us out, okay? And the other thing is, we're going to be hanging out with these guys. Now, have you heard about this one, Michael?
The Cobble Mountain Critter Festival. I like the name. No, I haven't heard of it.
June 7, 2025.
I'll write it down.
Yeah, please write it down. Very good friends of ours, Eric and Tim Vogel, Sasquatch Legends. They're having their own festival. A lot of this stuff is about educating kids in the area and getting them back out into the wilderness. I bet you would love to be there hanging out with us all weekend, my man. Or June 7th anyways. But we're going to be doing stuff for everybody that hangs out. We'll probably go out and do some squatching and things like that.
Very cool.
So June 7th, 2025. I know they're looking for vendors and speakers.
Okay.
I don't know if you know one.
I might know one.
All right. Tell your mom we can book her in anytime she wants. Okay. All right, buddy?
Yeah.
Bring the wooden spoon.
Bring the wooden. See, creating a whole different character.
Yes. Yeah, right. Might as well, right? Yeah, absolutely. Kelly Porter, reach out to the Vogel brothers. I'm sure they'd love to have you guys there. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. And again, it has a lot of good meaning to it. It's helping out the kids. So get over to their Facebook page, the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival. Just look it up on Facebook, and there you are, okay? So make sure you're checking it out, and we'll be popping off this advertisement on a regular basis. If you can't reach the Vogels or whatever, they're very responsive, but if you can't, you can reach out to Wojo or myself as sponsors of this festival. We're absolutely we'll answer whatever questions we have or get you to the questions, all right? So real quick, before where'd he go? Where'd the animal go? Animal, where'd you go, bro? He was just in the green room. He left me. I don't know where he went. Anyways, I'm sure he really messed up my rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Are you ever gonna? Oh, there he is. Are you ever gonna have a podcast of your own? You think?
I haven't played. I do like. I love film. I love making films still. On my YouTube channel, I have some films. I enjoy making the book trailers, and I've done other short programs and vlogs and stuff. If I did do a show, it would probably be something like pre-recorded, like scripted, like kind of thing. I've got a couple ideas that I might pursue. It just, it's a whole production. But I do have ideas. And I've enjoyed. I have an idea
right now. You want me to share with you live, or you want me to share with you on the side?
Ooh, well, you can use you can tell me live if you feel comfortable telling it.
All right. If I were you,
unless you want to keep it a secret. Unless you want to keep it.
It's not. I don't listen. I don't need no royalties from this. You know what I mean? I just don't need everybody to know I'm a brilliant mind. That's fine. That's good enough. No, seriously, if you have a YouTube channel, you should literally you should have shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And you should read them like you just read to everybody.
Oh.
And then advertise your audiobooks from that point on.
That is a good idea. I need to advertise.
You make a short story. You make a short story for your YouTube page. It's free. And then advertise your audiobooks from that point on. Dude, that thing would go through the freaking roof. I'm telling you. I was just sitting here with my feet up and you read to me. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. I think that would absolutely take off for you.
Okay.
And no, it's just an idea. Right? It's the creative mind. You know how the creative mind works?
It is a good idea. Yeah, for sure.
It comes into your head and boom. Dude, I'd love if you sat there and some of you might have to pre-record. That's a lot of work, man.
I should.
Animals making faces at me. I got to let them on the stage. Hi, Dream. The dreams. The dreams interpreter. I almost called her that. Hey, Dee Dee. All right, here we go. Ready? Go meet my friend Animal. What the hell are you doing? What's with the face?
What's up,
What's
brother?
with the stink face, dude?
Wojo, ask him who's on his damn show tonight so we can get this over with.
Oh,
yeah, who's on your show tonight?
Back to you, Bob. Richie B and Wojo and the Vogel brothers. And we have a secret guest on tonight.
What?
A secret guest, yes. A secret guest. It's so secret that it's secrets.
All right, get out.
Thank God you don't have that button, Rich.
Wait. I got one for you. Wait, hold on.
Hey, how's it going, Rich?
This is why I don't buy toys, bro. Because I wouldn't even acknowledge my guest. Look at him. He don't even know we're here. He has no idea we're here. Say hi to author Michael Thompson.
Hey, what's up, Michael? How's it going, brother?
It's going well, Animal. It's good to meet you.
He's like, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Hey, Mikey. How you doing? I'm the Animal.
Hey, I'm the animal. A second ago, he was over here doing fake farts under his armpit. Now he's like, hey, Mike, what's up, bro? We'll see you in a little bit. Go take a nap. You're a mess.
Take a nap?
Yeah, you got 15 minutes. See you then.
What?
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Get out.
there you go, folks. We will be live at 8 p.m. on the Animal Paranormal Podcast with the Vogel brothers, myself, and Wojo, and apparently a surprise guest or a secret guest. And we will have a Sasquatch roundtable. We'll be discussing our evidences, all our experiences that we had. What are you still doing here?
Oh, I thought you were joking around.
Well, I was, but I still threw your ass out.
Oh my God, that poor kid.
So for those the relationships I'm talking about, right? I've never even stood there and shook the man's hand. You know what I mean? And we get to all be friends. He's such a good dude, good quality dude. Make sure you can listen. He's on Dark Realm TV as well. Dark Realm TV on Roku TV. Go over and hit the app right now. There's a free promo. You can go over there and check it out. We will be doing some exclusive stuff for Dark Realm TV. So things that you can't see anywhere else, you'll see on Dark Realm TV. So make sure you get over there and subscribe. Right now, there's a free viewing, so make sure you get in there and check it out. That is global, baby. What's up?
Yeah.
Boom. Oh man,
Michael, I got one last question for you.
Yes, sir.
How many copies have you sold from all your books? I mean,
I don't know. A lot of people have asked me that question. I wish it was something that I actually kept track of, but it is thousands. So I don't know.
Good for you, man. Seriously, like
I hit 1,000 when I was 15, when right when the second Chicken Boy came out, and then but I never kept track of it. So, but there's a lot out there, and and it's wonderful, seeing people who have enjoyed the stories, like your stepdaughter. That was a really amazing thing, and I'm always so touched to hear people's favorite characters, their favorite parts, how they connected with it. I have people message me sometimes, and these big long messages about things, and like people asking, oh, how'd this come about, or how is this magic word pronounced, and stuff like that, and so I enjoy interacting with my readers. So definitely looking for. I love hearing those thoughts in public, and I hope to get more reviews as well for anyone who has my books now. Looking for more reviews on Amazon and Goodreads. It's a big help, and because I'm independently published, that boosts the algorithm so that more people can find me.
That's awesome. And we're kind of to that portion of the show. You just mentioned a couple, but mention them again. Where can they find you on all your social medias? Where to get your books? All that stuff. Just have it. This is your time. Hit it.
The best place to find everything is michaelthompsonbooks.com. We've got 3 different book series right now: the Chicken Boy series, my folkloric fantasy series, the Winslow Hoffner series, and my alternate world fantasy book, World of the Orb. It's been excellent talking to you guys here. You can follow me on Instagram at @mthompson_books, on Facebook at Michael Thompson Books, and Twitter at @mthompsonbooks. All the links for everything and where to get the books are on michaelthompsonbooks.com. The audiobook is a big new one right now. That's available on several different places. But Kobo has been especially great to me, and that's one place where you can download it as well. And that's sort of an up and coming application, Kobo.
How do you spell
it? Kobo.
Kobo.
Kobo.com. Yeah. And everything else is on Amazon, and you can also request your book at your favorite local bookstore. So it's always good to support local, shop local, and request your book at your favorite place to shop, and they can order it for you. But everything is on michaelthompsonbooks.com.
That is absolutely insane. I love it, dude. I love your success. I love who you are as a person. I love that you're going to make a superhero book about myself and Wojo as we go under the wood.
I can't wait. We've got a lot of material. You guys are fantastic. You've got incredible energy, and you're just very warm and welcoming, and I enjoyed every second of meeting you in person and now being on your show. It's a huge honor, so thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. It's a huge honor having you, dude. And you know what else is? You're part of the Banter with Richie B family now. So
yes,
you never know. Randomly, I have an idea. I'll be like, listen, I just need you to stop by the show for like 3 minutes, even if you're on the road. Ask your mom if it's okay.
Okay. I'll make sure. Yeah, so keep the wooden spoon away from me.
just give me your mom's phone number. I'll just deal with her, and she'll tell you what you need to do. Okay, sir.
My momager, yeah.
Well, you're an awesome dude, man. I cannot thank you enough. What's this? KK's vendor agreement for next year has been sent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's already sending out the vendor agreement.
That's all right.
Thank you, Rosie. Listen, Cryptid Fest 2025 will be happening.
Awesome.
Will be
Thank you,
happening.
Jessica.
So
You're
you guys,
good at that.
that's going to be all over coming up soon. I'm going to talk about that all year. You better get that stuff together, Carlozzi, because we got to bring the show. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the people you got now. Mike's going to talk. Michael's going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. Woj's going to talk about it.
For
My
sure.
new book's going to be out by then. People are going to be all over this. It's going to be crazy. All right?
I can't wait.
Mike, one quick question. Do we wear capes?
What's that?
Do we wear capes?
Oh, you
Do you wear
do.
capes? Well, I mean, that's up to you. This is autobiographical. I'm assuming I'll have to observe how you fight crime and
Show them how we
commune with
fight
the
crime.
Sasquatch.
Hey! I just saw Mom peeking out going, what's going on over here?
What type of show?
I don't know. I've been sick all week. I don't know if I'm going out tomorrow, D-Hoot. Watch it. Hit the notify button, and you will know when we're going out live, D-Hoot. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. This has been an absolute honor, man. A lot of fun. A lot of good human touch to it. I really appreciate everybody on the side. Absolutely amazing. Bobby Lee, thank you for your work in the back. And just thank you, everybody on the side. Michael, I can't thank you enough. And you're just an amazingly talented dude. And I just wanted to sit down and be able to I know we sat down before, but I really wanted to get you on the show and just really have a good talk with you. And that's what I feel we've accomplished tonight. So
definitely.
We got to know you a little bit more. And you're in the Banter Richie B family. I want everybody to head over to TikTok and follow me there. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me. Like and subscribe to YouTube and hit the notify button. We do go out live in the woods, and you can interactively take part in that. So make sure you do so. All of it's Banter with Richie B. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Follow us over onto the Animal Paranormal Podcast. We will be over there with the legendary Vogel brothers, and they are the founders of the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival. We'll be talking a little bit about that while we're over there as well. And I love you, baby Jack, and I love you, Mama. And Wojo, you're just going to take us out is what y'all going to do.
I'll do that for you there, Rich. Hey, listen, everyone keep climbing. Buy the merch. And boom, let's go. Oh, yeah, let's go.